Frank Kent started in the automotive industry in the 1920s, and he was the first generation. He's actually the one that started our family in the automotive industry, and he was actually selling Buicks. And then in 1935, Ford approached him and was able to get his own franchise in 1935, which is when we consider our first true start date. And we were on the north side of Fort Worth. We were there from 1935 to 1940. And then we moved downtown to Maine and Lancaster. And then in 1953, Cadillac called and asked him to be the Cadillac dealer and distributor for West Texas and for Fort Worth. And he immediately took over and got rid of Ford, kept Cadillac, and that's how we got to be where we are today.
The core belief that Frank Kent is founded on, which my great-grandfather instilled in everybody, is morals, values, and ethics before profit. There's nothing more important than your word. At Frank Kent, we still believe a handshake is your bond and your word is your bond. There's nothing more important than being able to shake somebody's hand, give them your word, and know that you're going to stick to what you're saying.
The part for us is just living up to that standard that he set, the expectations that Fort Worth has grown to expect. I mean, when you've been in one community for 75 years doing business, people are used to that way of doing it. So we found that if we put our morals, values, and ethics before profit, we'll always make the right decision.
I think what makes Frank Kent a unique experience is that we truly are a family atmosphere. And whether it's your first time to walk through the doors, or if you're just coming to the cafe to have lunch, you're treated with respect. It's just the way we are.
And the thing that I think our customers see the biggest difference in is the longevity of our employees. And we've got a number of employees that are making their third move with the Frank Kent family. When we were downtown, they moved with us to the traffic circle. And from the traffic circle, they're moving out here with us to 820. So that tells me when you're doing something right, when employees are staying around that long. And then the other piece is when employees' kids are working for you. I mean, what greater compliment is it that you've got a great place to work than when someone, parent, says, I really want my kid to come work where I work. I really valued it that much. So that says a lot to my sister and myself. So the Frank Kent logo is a pretty unique logo in the sense that for the first 60 years, we didn't really have a logo or a company color. So my sister and I set out to kind of define ourselves as what is our logo, what do we stand for, and a way to take it and turn it into something more fun that was really more reflective of the Honda store, which is a family-oriented brand, a family-oriented dealership. So the logo that we came up with, the predominant part of it is a part that we call the bug, which is the circle with the FK. The reason there's a circle is that no one side is greater than any piece, and everything with our customers is circular. So we try and put ourselves in their world so that everything comes all the way together. There's 4 dash marks down through the middle. The reason there's 4 dash marks is we're the 4th generation in the automotive industry for the Frank Kent family, so that's why there's 4 dash marks. The letters are lowercase. Most logos, they're uppercase. We went with lowercase because our customer is greater than we are. And then if you look at the logo, it's tilted just a little bit to the left, and the reason that we did that is because we're laid back and we're just a little bit different, we feel, than the rest of the other car dealerships. And on top of it, our corporate color is now purple, and the reason for that is we have alumni that went to TCU, myself included, that graduated. And when you see the purple, we want them to think of TCU first, Fort Worth second, and Frank Kent third.
Our animated character is one of the funnest things that has come around in the advertising and marketing that we've done in a long time. He's animated, he's fun, you've seen him on the commercials, we've taken him to Mayfest, and he just really brings life to our logo, and it's kind of a fun way and a family way for us to take Frank Kent out to the people and just to bring a different element to our brand, because typically brands are so static. And he's fun, and he does different things. He flips, he flops. You
know, he's got the big fluffy hands, and his shoes are looking like little Chuck Taylor Converses with the FK bugs on the side. And he has no mouth because he doesn't speak. He has no ears, and he gets into a lot of mischief. So with him, it's trying to control him and keep him relegated into the environment he's in and not get in too much trouble. Twin Creeks Cafe came about when we were building the new Honda store. We were trying to do something different that you wouldn't find in every other dealership. And when my sister and I put together all the real estate around us so that we could build the Honda store, the Cadillac store, our new body shop and everything, there were two creeks that meandered through the property. And where we are on the west side of Fort Worth, our food selections are somewhat limited and not very healthy. So to help with our employees and to help with our customers, we wanted to come up with a restaurant concept that was healthy, tastes great, and obviously convenient for our customers and employees. We do a lot of unique things in there. We hand cut our own steaks, we grind our own ground beef, we grow our rosemary on site, which, you know, a lot of customers, their expectations for food in a dealership are very low. And when they come in and get to enjoy Twin Creeks Cafe, it's very surprising. I mean, the comments we get back, the looks on their face, it just tells you the whole story.
A lot of customers bring their cars in, they don't have time to eat. You know, you're having to sacrifice something at one point. And so this allows them to bring their cars in the morning, have breakfast, and their car's ready by the time their breakfast is finished, or with lunch. And then with our employees, it gives them healthy options, just different things that are a variety other than a burger in a box. Even though I will say, we've been told we make some of the best burgers in town. So we hope you can come try them out.
So one thing that we also tried to do to be unique is that we put in a dog park. My great-grandfather always brought his dog to work, my mom brought her dog to work, and my sister brings her two dogs to work. So when we built the new Honda store, we thought, how great would it be if we could build an environment where people could bring their dogs when they get their cars serviced and run and play with them. And so that's when we came up with the dog park at the Honda store. And now at our Cadillac store, it has a dog park too. And when you take the two dog parks and add them together, it's over 5 acres of a dog park with a river or creek that meanders beside it. So just more things that Corey and I try and do to put ourselves, if we were a customer, what would be nice for us.
Cadillac Wines is opened in our new Cadillac store, and it is a 1,600 bottle boutique wine store. We're going to have varying price ranges. We have Napa technologies inside so everybody can sample wine. If you're coming to get your car serviced or buying a car and you're headed to a party afterwards, you can grab a bottle to take with you, or you can grab a bottle to celebrate your new car purchase and take home with your wife. It's just something fun, and it's very in line with our Cadillac clientele.
Cadillac Wines came about through some research that Cadillac did as far as their 3 pillars for what a Cadillac customer is, and it's sports, Epicurean, and it's travel. So we tried to look and see, okay, what could we do that fits within those 3 pillars? And Epicurean is the one that we felt we could most execute at a high level. And that's why we came up with Cadillac Wines, because there's a very high correlation between Cadillac drivers and wine buyers. They're both affluent, they're both educated, and they both cross over very, very well. So we went out and found one of the best, wine people in Fort Worth and brought him in. That's there to answer your questions, help pair wine with food, help you with an event, or if you're headed to Napa, he can help you book a trip with some very special VIP backdoor events that the average person wouldn't get a chance to have. So it's just another way we can try and help deliver something special to our customer. Because at the end of the day, a car is a commodity and you can buy a car anywhere. So what makes us different? And we feel that those are some of the things that help make us different. So on our service drives, we're using RFID technology, which it uses the same readers that you see on the toll roads, the white square looking things, and there's a barcode on your vehicle, and we read the information on your car as you come in, so we know who you are. If you have an appointment, we can alert your service consultant as to the fact that you're there. It'll track your car once it's in car wash, once it's getting vacuumed and out, because customers, they want to know where their car is and what's going on. So this will help give them a timeline of where their car is at all times, and also helps us get more engaged with our customer and don't have to ask frivolous questions when we first see them, because we'll know exactly who they are, what they're there for, and what their needs are. So Custom Concepts actually was born out of an idea of something we did about 8 years ago when we had our first automotive accessory store called Franklin's Pit Stop, and we had it down on Camp Bowie West, and it was, it worked great for us. It was a huge benefit for our customers because it was a one-stop shop for all your aftermarket manufacturer accessory needs. And then we ended up selling the building and moved into distribution, and now with our Cadillac store, we built a whole 25,000 square foot area for custom concepts. And what that allows a customer to do is buy a car and get it completely customized at the point of sale, or for customers that don't buy cars from us, they can bring them to us and we'll do full customizations. Anything from simple bolt-on accessories to full-blown paint jobs to horsepower upgrades. It's just really a unique, fun shop that we feel will fit in the whole package of everything you need to do to your car. The Ford community is special to us. And they've really supported our family for 4 generations. And we don't take that lightly, and we know that that comes with a responsibility, and that's why we involve ourselves so much with community involvement in different charities, because they've given us so much. It's our job to give back. And there's so many great organizations out there and so many people in need that anything that we can do to help or fill a role where there's a void, you know, it's our pleasure. You know, we work with the Fort Worth Symphony to help maintain projects within schools so that music doesn't get lost, because that's typically one of the first things that gets cut when budget constraints come. We work with the Fort Worth ISD on their attendance programs, because we know that if you can get a kid to stay in school, the odds of him graduating are significantly higher. We also are starting a 501c3, and its main focus is to work on the Backpack for Kids program with the Tarrant Area Food Bank, because there are kids whose last meal of the day is the free meal they get Friday for lunch, and their next meal is the free meal they get Monday for breakfast at school. And so the Backpack for Kids program helps provide food to bridge the gap between the Friday and the Monday. So that's, you know, it's a huge event we're involved in. And then we also work with the Fort Worth Zoo, because so many kids get excitement and joy out of the zoo, and it's also a great learning facility. It's a great incubator for thought and knowledge, and the zoo is one of the top 2 in the country. So anything we can do to help facilitate the zoo is awesome, because the zoo is privately funded, so it needs money. So, you know, we've tried to help as much as we can. Obviously we can't do everything, but we really put our focus on the kids, because the kids are the innocent ones that get caught up in the messes that adults make. You know, dealers do come and go, and we're blessed to be a 4th generation, because if you look at some of the NADA research, the odds that a dealership can make it down to the 4th generation is, I think, like 1%. So why are we the 1% that are able to make it last for 4 generations? And I think it all goes back to the way that Frank Kent established himself in Fort Worth, the values he put in place, the morals he put in place, and his business ethics. And all we've done is stay true to what he started back in 1935, and I think that's what's led us to stay in business to where we are today. Could we sell a few more cars if we got on TV and yelled and screamed and act like a bunch of crazy people? I'm sure we could, but that's not what's right for us. That's not what's right for our brand, and that's not the way that we treat our customers. So the way that we go to market, I think, is very different than a lot of other dealerships. The way that we go to market is more long-minded than short-minded. And does it cost us sales in the near term? Sure, but down the road, 15, 20, 30 years, it's the right thing that builds us the customer longevity and following that we currently have today. There's a lot of our customers that have been with us for 40 years that if we were to go to market in a conventional way, it would turn them off, and you know, they would not be pleased. They didn't buy the car from that person. They bought it from the family, laid-back dealership with great customer service that we've become known for.
We believe in treating people with honesty and integrity, and like they're part of our family. You know, you'll go some places and they'll be sitting on the curb waiting for you to come in like vultures. And we don't do that. We allow you to come in, walk around, look. Are we gonna ask you if you need something? Absolutely. But if you say, you know what, I'm just looking, that's okay. We're here to answer any questions that you have, and we're gonna respect the space that you want and respect your time. There's nothing more important than taking care of our customers. Will and I both live in the community with our families. We see people every day, and we just want to make sure that we do everything the right way. And that's what this company was founded on.